Long ago and far away, there was once a king who had 11 sons and one daughter named Eliza. They wrote with diamond pencils on gold slates and studied so hard that everyone was impressed by them. Eliza sat on a big cushion of the finest Chinese silk and had a picture book worth half a kingdom. Oh, these children were indeed happy. But it was not to remain so always. The king had been lonely for many years since the death of the children's mother. But a powerful witch cast a spell on him.
Bravo!
And now, she was to become his new queen.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss your new queen, your majesty. Ahem.
Now, time to meet your new children.
What? But I thought you were going to show me your most precious treasures first.
My children are my most precious treasures.
Oh, of course. That's what I meant. Now, dear. A mother meeting her new darlings is a very special moment. I must go alone and introduce myself my own way.
Oh, of course.
Oh, don't worry, darling. Making sure your children are taken care of in every way is my job now. Mwah.
Isn't she something?
Yes.
Let me see. I want to know what our new mama's like.
I'm sure she's beautiful, gentle and kind, and will love us very much, just like our dear mama in heaven.
I wouldn't bank on it, my dear.
Are you our new mama?
Only on paper, child. Well, well. So this is what a dozen children looks like. The famous royal litter.
Did Father send you to bring us down to the party?
Pah! Don't be ridiculous, boy. I'm not having you brats running around embarrassing me in front of my guests.
But there will be cakes and apples, won't there? Mama always used to let us have the finest cakes.
Cakes? Why, of course. Here's yours now.
A cake made of sand?
You play make-believe, don't you? Well, make-believe that into your precious cakes.
Ooh, when I see Papa, I'm going to tell him all about how horrid you are, and then you'll be sorry.
Insolence, child? But we've only just met. I only hope your poor dear Papa never finds out his pretty little girl hides such a spiteful telltale heart. However, I won't say anything if you don't. The feast begins. Until tomorrow, my darlings.
Sure enough, the week after, the wicked queen sent little Eliza into the country to live with a farmer and his wife.
Don't worry, little brother. We'll see her again soon.
That's what you think.
How dare you send our sister away? I demand to see my father.
So many spoilt little mouths to feed. How's a poor mother to cope? Well, I think it's time you all stopped being such a financial burden to your dear papa. His money is my money now, after all. Go out into the world and get your own living. Fly like great voiceless birds. Shoo! Well, go on.
You send my beloved little Eliza to finishing school, and all of my little princes to the military academy, without consulting me first? How dare you?
Oh, if you had only seen how cruelly and insolently they treated me, you would have done the same, husband dear.
Yet, I cannot believe those dear children would behave in such a way. Especially not my lovely Eliza. Oh.
Do you doubt my word, husband? Is this how you cherish and honor me?
Please don't cry. I'm sorry, dear. I'm sure you had your reasons. You know best, dear.
And don't you forget it, dear.
The summers and winters passed, and as soon as Eliza was old enough, she found her way back home to the palace.
Who? Who goes there?
It is I, the Princess Eliza. I wish to see my father, the king.
Wait here while I inform the Queen. No one sees His Majesty the King these days without her say-so.
Eliza. Home at last. Your father will be delighted. And how beautiful you've grown. Too beautiful by half.
How are my brothers? Oh, how I've missed them.
All in good time, child, all in good time. But come, we cannot present you to your father dressed like a peasant. What you need is a royal makeover. There now. What a transformation.
Do you have a looking glass, Mother? So I may see just how beautiful you have made me.
Oh, come now. A girl as lovely as you has no need of such vanities, surely.
Well, wife, where is she? This girl who calls herself my long-lost daughter. Let me see her. Thunder and blazes, wife. Are you mad? First you tell me all my lovely children have been lost at sea, and now this.
All my brothers lost at sea? Oh.
You dare to persist in this charade. Oh, get out of my sight before I have you beheaded for attempted fraud, impersonating a princess, and trying to break a lonely old father's heart.
Oh, that wicked queen. She made me look like this. What's the use? I'll never find my way home again.
There. Why so sad?
My heart is broken. I was once a princess with 11 princely brothers, but now I am lost, and I fear I will never see my brothers again.
11 princes, you say? No. It's rare enough to see one prince round this neck of the woods, let alone 11 in one go. Did see 11 swans the other day, though. with crowns on their heads. Now that is something you don't see very often.
11 swans? Wearing crowns? Where?
Heading downriver to the seashore. That's where they always go at sunset this time of year.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, could it be? 9, 10, 11. It is them. It is. But they've hardly aged a day since I last saw them. All those many years ago. Oh, my brothers! I found you!
Sis?
Eliza?
Is that you?
It is!
Eliza!
Eliza! Ah, Eliza! Eliza!
So, there you have it, Eliza. By night, we regain our human form, but by day, we're cursed to take to the skies as speechless swans.
If only there was some way to break this evil spell that has been cast upon all of you.
No time to find out. We have to return soon to the faraway land where we live the rest of the year.
Oh, how pretty! Thank you, little brother.
Every year, we may return here for 11 days only, but now, our time is up. At sunrise, we must fly home to the land where we migrate during the winter.
Come with us, Eliza, to the land across the sea.
Yes, come with us.
We'll carry you.
You'll carry me? But how?
We can weave a net out of reeds and seaweed, just like your necklace.
Oh.
Yes, that's how we'll do it.
We're strong enough. Eliza!
There, finished. And just in time, too. Dawn is coming.
Hold on tight, Eliza.
Mwah.
For a whole day, they flew over the ocean.
No, it's nearly sunset. We must find somewhere to land before you all turn back into princes. Or we'll tumble out of the sky and drown. There! That rock! Hurry! Oh!
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, don't worry, little brother. I've got you.
So now what? I'm pooped.
Everyone get some rest. We have another long day's flying ahead of us.
Yes, that's right. And I'll sing you all a lullaby.
And so, with the first light of dawn, they were up and away again.
This cave is our home for the rest of the year. And now it's your home too, Eliza. Welcome.
Was I dreaming as we flew? Or did I actually see a heavenly palace floating among the clouds?
Ah, that's a place called Fata Morgana. It resides in the fairy realm, between the waking world and our dreams.
Maybe you'll dream about it tonight and meet the fairy queen.
Well, heaven grant I'm allowed entry to this fabled dream palace, so I may discover how to save you. kind old lady who helped me before.
Oh, I take many forms, child.
And I know why you are here.
Oh.
To free your brothers from the wicked queen's spell, you must weave them 11 long-sleeved coats out of stinging nettles, which must only be gathered in the graveyard by moonlight, or the magic won't work. But beware, during all this time you must never speak a word to anyone, or the princes will die, as if stabbed through the heart with a dagger.
She groped in amongst the ugly nettles, which stung great blisters on her hands and arms. But she was determined to save her dear brothers.
Eliza? What in the world are you doing?
Why can't you talk? Wait, I know. You dreamt of a way to break the Wicked Queen's spell, didn't you?
And you're not allowed to talk until your task is completed?
Look at her poor blistered hands. And she is doing all this to save us. Poor brave Eliza.
One coat was already finished, when suddenly...
What are you doing in this wild forest, child? This is no place for a girl all alone. Come, I will take you to my palace, where you will be fed and cared for. As king of this land, I must insist. Bring her things. I had your room furnished like your cave, so you might feel more at home. Yes, here is the work that means so much to you, for I do so want you to be happy here. Now she, Archbishop, is the kind of girl I could fall in love with.
Please be cautious, sire. She might be a witch.
Who ever heard of a witch being so beautiful?
Trust me, sire. They're the most dangerous kind.
Just make sure she's well looked after, Archbishop, or you'll have me to answer to.
I don't know what your game is, my girl, but I'll be watching you. Nobody undermines my influence with the king. Nobody.
So, Eliza worked on to save her brothers. And even though she could not speak to him, the kind king did fall in love with her.
Oh.
And she fell in love with him. So, the king and Eliza were married. But even though the Archbishop placed the crown on her head so hard it hurt, she remained silent, for her brothers' lives depended on it. Eliza wove coat after coat, creeping into the churchyard to gather nettles for flax. But the more visits she made, the more the Archbishop became sure she was indeed a witch.
No, it can't be. Not my darling wife.
I'm afraid so, Your Majesty. Every moonlit night she's out here, consorting with the spirits of the dead, and gathering herbs from their graves for her spells and potions. Now, if that isn't proof she's a witch, I'll... eat my slippers.
Leave her alone. Speak to them, darling. Please, tell them you're not a witch.
Ah, you know the laws of the land, Your Majesty. This is a High Council matter now.
I've seen enough. Do what you must.
Eliza was arrested, with only one last coat to weave.
For the last time, girl, do you deny the charges against you? Speak, or the court can show no mercy. Guilty. Take her away.
Oh.
Here, witch. May your precious coat keep you warm on your last night, and your beloved stinging nettles will make a fitting pillow.
Ha! But nothing could have pleased her more. Eliza got straight back to work, for time was short. Eliza's sentence was to be carried out in the morning. But she never lost hope, for her task was almost finished. And now she knew her brothers were on their way. And so, all the townsfolk came out to see the witch punished. Even now, Eliza would not give up her task. 10 coats finished, one last one to go.
What magic is this? Hurry, executioner! Get on with it! Yes, before she puts the spell on the
Look,
floor!
sorry, love. Time's up. Ouch, ouch, ouch!
Everybody, stop! Our sister Eliza, your queen, is innocent.
A rose tree! Oh, what miracle is this? Executioner! Wait!
Oh. Now I may speak. Huh? Yes, yes, I am innocent.
I knew you were innocent. I knew it! Mwah, my darling.
Yes, all's well that ends well, eh?
Don't worry, Archbishop. I'll tell my chef to rustle you up a tasty red currant sauce.
Your Majesty?
To be served with your slippers. Wouldn't want you to choke on them at the banquet tonight. Now, would we?
Ah, my mouth waters at the prospect, sire.
I'm sorry, my beloved littlest brother. I didn't have time to finish that one last sleeve.
No matter, my beloved Eliza. I'm just delighted to be a prince in sunlight again, and now we shall never be parted.
Yes, yes.
Get out of my sight.
And the family were reunited with the biggest celebration ever seen. The story I want to tell you today is a sad one, about loving someone who doesn't love you back, and it starts with a game.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Whoa! Ah!
Oh no, I hate this part.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes, Ed?
Don't you ever get tired of watching this game?
It's not the game I'm interested in, Ed.
No, wait, I'm not ready.
Wow. She loves that part, you know. Oh.
All right. What I meant to say was, don't you ever get tired of watching her from a distance? It's getting kind of pathetic.
Good morning, Miss, thingy.
Hello, Mr. Stevenson.
I've got it! You're out!
Woohoo! Fantastic play!
Oh, hello, Ed.
Huh? Oh, hi, Elsa.
Well?
Well, what?
Do you want to go for a stroll by the woods or don't you?
Oh, forget it, Elsa. I assure you, Charlie's attention is elsewhere entirely. But I'd be happy to go for a stroll by the woods with you.
Well, I was kind of hoping... Why not? Yes, let's you and me go for a stroll by the woods.
I thought you'd never ask.
No, wait!
Bye.
And there I was, and Master Nick threw me up in the air, and then the paddle swung, and wham! And then I flew way, way, way up there, and then I saw Mr. Stevenson.
Ooh!
And we chatted for a little while, as we always do. He's such a charming fellow.
Hello, Martina.
Hello. Chucky?
Charlie,
Oh, yes.
I was wondering,
Yes?
well, maybe you'd like to, with me, that is, go for a stroll by the picnic?
A stroll by the picnic?
Oh, I mean, go for a river by the woods.
I'm sorry, Chucky. I'm afraid I'm quite busy this afternoon. Did you know my parents were genuine silk slippers?
Yes, I did know that, actually.
It's great, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
See you.
Have you ever wondered if your approach might need a little polish? Oh. Well, look at Mr. Slick. I must say it's the best colour you've had so far. Crisp, vibrant, just the business.
Yeah!
Hey!
Isn't this great? Martina is bound to like me like this. We will be a perfect match.
Oh.
Would you like to go for a walk by the river with me?
Well, the fact of the matter is, Chucky...
Charlie,
that I'm engaged to be married to Mr. Stevenson.
Mr. Stevenson?
The swallow up on the roof. The one with the hat. No, Mr. Stevenson.
Oh, that Mr. Stevenson. Well. Engaged, eh? I'm so happy for you. I have to go.
Oh, yes!
Good morning, miss. I'm sorry, I have to admit I never did catch your name.
It's Martina!
Oh!
That's me! I'm Martina!
I see. What a silly ball.
That's the 14th time she's been up there today. Planning a wedding must be really complicated.
I know it's not easy, but now that she's getting married, maybe it's about time you forgot about her. Don't you think? There are other fish in the sea.
It's not a fish I want, Ed. It's a ball. That ball right there. Martina.
I think it's gone. Did you see it? It has gone.
Martina! That's it. She's gone off to marry him.
Oh, let's find you another fish. What do you say?
I told you, it's not a...
I know, Charlie, but it looks like you're not getting the ball. So why not look for something else?
Never!
Come on, Charlie! You have to stick to the beat!
Many years went by, and Nick grew up. He got married, and he and his wife had a son called Eric. More years passed, and that seemed to be the end of it. But that's not always how fate works.
Oh, take it easy, will you?
Hey, don't blame me. This kid's just not getting the hang of it.
Ooh, where did he go?
Charlie?
Oh. Ah. Huh? Oh.
He must be around here somewhere.
Help! I'm in here!
Ooh, at last, someone I can talk to. Don't be put off by my appearance. Actually, I'll have you know, my parents were genuine silk slippers.
Wait a minute. You're not. Martina! What are you doing here?
Chucky?
Charlie. I thought you were married to Mr. Stevenson, off somewhere living happily ever after.
Oh, if only. I'm afraid that was just something that never existed anywhere but inside my head.
So, what happened? Where have you been all this time?
Well...
Oh! Ah!
What? Oh, you...
Oh.
Oh! 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 Oh!
And you've been here all these years?
That's right. Now I'm old and I'm ugly.
Martina, there's something I want to ask you. Why did you never want to go with me for a stroll by the picnic? I mean by the river.
With you? Why would I want to go for a stroll with you? My parents were genuine silk slippers, you know.
Oh, you'll never change.
I'm fine just the way I am.
Oh!
Ah! I found it!
Charlie's all right! Dear Santa and all his helpers, he's all right!
Hey, look at that. I think Yes, I do remember this ball. I lost this when I was about your age, Eric.
But Charlie, what's the difference between you thinking she'd married someone else years ago and her just being here all this time ignoring you?
Oh, there's a big difference.
Which is?
If she had been here all these years ignoring me, I would have realised how horrible she is and looked for love elsewhere a long time ago.
That's exactly what I've been telling you all along.
Well, Sometimes it takes me a while.
And so, after all these years, Charlie had finally learned his lesson.